Today we're gonna make this amazing, iconic Greek dish, moussaka. I'm Nikki and this is Nikki's Modern Mediterranean. There are many steps to making a moussaka. We have to bake our vegetables, fry our potatoes, make our meat sauce, and our bechamel before we can assemble our moussaka. So to get started, I'm going to take our zucchini and our eggplant. I've sliced these about 1/4 inch thick, and we're gonna bake these first and leave our sliced potatoes that I've also cut about 1/4 inch thick. I'm just gonna leave them in water and we're gonna fry them up later. So for our vegetables, we're gonna take just olive oil and brush both sides of our vegetables with olive oil and lay them right down on a baking sheet. And we're gonna bake these in the oven with a little Parmesan cheese. I'm brushing the zucchini here, and if you've noticed, I've gotten a new pastry brush. Some people mentioned that my favorite pastry brush looked like it's seen some better days. So I've gotten a new one. Put these down here. And now our eggplant. Now eggplant's really gonna soak up that olive oil, so I wanna make sure we put a good amount of olive oil on both sides. I'm gonna turn these to make sure that they all fit nicely on our baking sheet. Make sure there's enough olive oil on them. Now we're just gonna take a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese and I'm gonna sprinkle all on the tops of our vegetables. Perfect. So put that all over here, a little bit more. Great. So we're gonna put these in the oven and we're gonna bake these for about 30 minutes on 400 degrees. We wanna make sure that the tops are nice and golden brown and that the vegetables are nice and soft. To test the vegetables, I always like to press the edges of the eggplant, the thicker part of the eggplant. If you can press that down nice and firm, then you know your vegetables are ready. So now we're gonna make our meat sauce. And if you've seen my pasticcio recipe, this is the same recipe that we're making for this ground beef. We're gonna turn on our skillet on high heat, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I know I'm eyeballing it, but I measured this out for you guys before. I'm gonna toss in our onion. We're gonna saute our onion until it's translucent. Next, we're gonna add in 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm gonna break this up a little bit. Now that we've cooked all of our ground beef, next we're gonna add in our seasonings. We're gonna do 2 cinnamon sticks, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna take the meat and kind of push it all towards one side of our pan, and we're gonna flambe a shot of cognac or brandy, and we're gonna cook off that alcohol into our meat. It's gonna add a nice flavor. So now we've added all of those seasonings and our brandy. Next we're gonna put a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. We're gonna mix this all together. Now I'm just gonna add enough water to really cover the meat. That looks like a good amount. Give it a nice stir. So we're gonna cover the meat and we're gonna let this simmer on low for about 45 minutes. So it's been about 45 minutes. Our meat looks great. It's absorbed most of our liquid, which is exactly what we wanted. And we're just gonna remove these 2 cinnamon sticks and let our meat cool before assembling our moussaka. So I have 2 cups of canola or vegetable oil in a frying pan here, and I'm gonna take our potatoes, dry them off completely on some paper towels before we fry them up. So we flipped our potatoes and cooked them until they're lightly golden brown, and we're gonna lay them on paper towels to soak up all the excess oil. Our potatoes are nice golden brown color, and we're ready to assemble our moussaka. Our vegetables look ready. You're just gonna press the edges of the thickest part of the eggplant, and if you can press that firmly, nice golden brown color, they're ready to get out of the oven. To assemble our moussaka, we're gonna take just some cooking spray and spray our 9x13 pan. And now's the fun part, assembling. So we're gonna first take our potatoes. So I'm gonna line our potatoes on the bottom of our Pyrex here. We're gonna put them all, the ones that are kind of like on the edge of the potato, I usually put that part up, and I'll show you why. Because we're gonna use some parchment. I want them nice and flat on the bottom. And we're gonna use some parchment to really press this down to make it nice and even. So I'm gonna put all of the potato covering the whole bottom of the pan. Perfect. So now our potatoes on the bottom, and we're gonna take a sheet of parchment paper, and I'm gonna take the parchment, and I'm going to press down to make it even, because we have a lot of layers that we need to put in this, and we wanna make sure that each layer is nice and even, but also we wanna make sure everything fits into this Pyrex. So we're gonna put that down.